Hey everybody, it's Jennifer Anderson, Superstar Director for Radiant Rock Stars. As promised, right on time. We're talking taxes this evening. Everyone's least favorite subject. Well, at least it's my least favorite subject. I am looking for, oh, you know what? It's downstairs. Hey everybody, say hey if you're here. I expect a decent crowd tonight because number one, I warned you. Oh, this pregnant belly is serious. And number two, everybody wants to talk about income taxes because it is a pretty confusing topic and I know everybody is looking for clarity. So say hey if you're on. Hi Alicia. Hi Daphne. Hi, Amanda. Alicia just earned level 3 of the incentive, you guys. That's a trip for 2 to Marco Island. Hi, Jen. Good evening, everybody. Hi, Madison. So glad you guys are joining me. I anticipate we'll have several people pop on, so I want to give it a couple of minutes. While we're waiting on people, if you have specific tax questions, put them in the comments so I can make sure that I cover all the bases and answer all your questions. Hi, Amber. I want to make sure, so I just moved hi, Catherine. I just moved my office from down the hall, which is now going to be Riley's room, our baby. My old office is going to be Riley's room, and we have a loft, as you can see, like off of our master bedroom. And so I just moved my office down here, and so everything is like in a different place. Well, not just, it's been a couple of months, but I'm still learning where everything is. And I opened this drawer, and I found like a giant stash of scent circles, like my thank you scent circles. I was like, ooh, because these are like summery, fruity, fun fragrances. Honey? Oh, hold on. Chloe's going crazy. I feel like someone's here. Hey, Chloe. Hey, Chloe, it's Mama. Is somebody here? Okay, that's good. Mama's working. Mama's working, that's good. Okay. She is the best at letting me know. It's okay. She's the best at letting me know. She's like the best guard dog. All right, cool. We got a lot of viewers, so I will dive right in so I don't hold you hostage. But I'm pretty excited about all these fruity, summery scent circles I just found. They are thank you scent circles for PWS orders. I like to send those out. Okay, so say hello if you're here. Yeah, it is dark here. It's 6:30, so it's that winter darkness. Hi, Anna, Amanda, Tina, Deanna. Hey, guys. Okay, so I'm going to dive in and talk a little bit about taxes. Whatever questions you have, make sure you put them in the comments so I can make sure to cover all the bases and address your specific questions. Let's see if I can get this shirt fixed. Probably not. Because you know what? I have a big old belly in place now and it doesn't, oh, it's crooked. I always forget this is backwards. Things don't fit like they used to. So, why is this, look at it, looks like one boob is smaller than the other. Well, it's probably real. That's probably true. Okay. We're going to make this work. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So, hi, Virginia. Hi, Megan. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Kalisha. Yeah, it's super cold here, too. Where are you, Megan? 5 degrees. I know Iowa and Minnesota, you guys are having like some crazy cold weather. We're not far from there. It's about 12 degrees right now. Definitely going to be negatives overnight. Tomorrow, I think the high is like -4. with a wind chill of like -20, just ridiculous stuff. So just crazy, crazy weather at this point. Okay, so let's talk about income taxes. That's what you guys are here for. That's what you want to talk about. It is a confusing topic. Hudson, Michigan. Okay, yeah, so you're not far from me. So yeah, it's cold. So let me preface this, and please everyone hear me. I'm Jennifer Anderson, Superstar Director for Radiant Rockstars, by the way. But please listen carefully when I say I am not a tax professional, and you should seek the advice of a tax professional. And I highly recommend using a CPA and getting your taxes done by an accountant if you are uncomfortable doing your own taxes, okay? I have been in business for 8 years, and I have always done my own taxes. But taxes, I don't think are I'm like a math person. I like numbers. I've always done my own taxes. So there's that. Again, I am not a tax professional. Please do not take my tax advice as gospel. Seek the do the due diligence and seek the advice of a tax professional yourself, because technically I'm not allowed to give you tax advice anyway. So I'm not going to give you too much advice, but I am going to tell you like how things work and maybe how to use your business to the best of your, to be advantageous for you. So taxes. When you start a Scentsy business, you are what's called an independent contractor. You are not an employee of Scentsy. You are an independent contractor. So that means at the end of the year, you will receive a 1099, which they just got loaded today, to your account tab. By the way, it's in your workstation. In your account tab, you'll find a 1099. A 1099 is a legal document that declares your income earned, but Scentsy does not take out any taxes because you are not an employee of Scentsy. You are an independent contractor. So what that means is you have to pay the taxes on all of that money in the 1099 that you earned throughout the year. If you earned $600, if you earned less than $600, you will not find a 1099 because Scentsy is not required to provide you with one. But I do believe you are still required to report that income. Okay? Again, seek the advice of a tax professional. So what happens is, let's say you earned $5,000 throughout the year with Scentsy, okay? That was the amount of commission that you made for the entire year, and that's the amount that you see on your 1099. Your 1099 is going to include commissions earned. It's also going to include any awards. So if you got a Shooting Star Trainer Award, that means you recruit someone and they achieve the Shooting Star Award, you get a $25 product credit for that. You're going to see those. Those are going to be in your total. If you took an incentive trip, the value of your incentive trip is in your total. If you earned annual awards like Annual Mentor, Annual Sales, the value of that's in your total. If you earned Sensational Start during that year, that award is in your total because it's all income in the eyes of the IRS, okay? So what happens is, because Scentsy does not take taxes out, you owe taxes on the amount that's listed on your 1099. However, as an independent contractor, you are allowed to make deductions, and you are allowed to show business expenses, which actually lessen your amount of income in the eyes of the IRS. So if you made $5,000 and your deductions were $4,000, you only are owing taxes on $1,000 at the end of the year. So basically what you want to do is maximize your deductions. Find as many things that you can claim as business expenses as possible, right? So I'm not saying make things up, but I want to give you some examples of business expenses that you have throughout the year. So your cell phone bill, that is a tax deduction. If you have another landline, your cell phone bill is 100% deductible because that's considered your business line. If you do not have another landline, then your cell phone bill, I believe, is 50% deductible. Again, talk to a tax professional, or if you use tax software, they should be able to answer that question for you. So your cell phone bill, because you work from your phone, that's your line of communication with your customers. Anytime you pay for postage, so anytime you pick up stamps from the post office, you mail out a catalog, you mail out a package, all of your postage is tax deductible, as in it's considered a business expense, okay? So some common business expense is going to be cell phone bill, postage, your PWS fee, so the $10 a month that you pay for your PWS, that's a marketing expense for your business. Okay, when you purchase catalogs, testers, order forms, Scentsy shirts, tablecloths for your events, signage, when you purchase sampling supplies at Michael's, like when you get those little baggies, or when you buy labels, or when you buy printer ink, these are all business expenses, okay? If you were to buy a printer, the printer, it's for your business, so the printer is a business expense. If you were to buy a computer that you use for your business, the computer is a business expense. If you were to buy a phone for your business, that is a business expense. So all of these things can really add up at the end of the year. Mileage is a huge one. So mileage, there are pretty specific instructions on mileage. You can do it one of two ways. One is you can handwrite your mileage, so you can keep a little notebook in the car where you handwrite every time you take a trip for your business. So whether that is to a party, to an event, to a training, to a meeting with someone, let's say you go to Starbucks and you're meeting with a potential recruit, the mileage to and from Starbucks is a business expense. The mileage to and from Target to get your printer ink is a business expense. All of these things are business expenses, okay? If you are to do a handwritten log, you have to have a starting mileage at the beginning of the year. So if you haven't written it down yet on January 1st, you want to go ahead and check it in your car right now and do that. So you need your starting mileage. And then every time you take a trip, you do the starting mileage from the trip, the ending mileage from the trip, and then what your trip was for. So 43,300 to 43,316, and then underneath it I would write Staples office supplies, okay, 16 miles, and you write the date. So you can keep a handwritten log like that. Or there are apps on your phone, and one very popular app is called Mile IQ. It's MILE-IQ, IQ like intelligence. So Mile IQ is automatic. So whenever you're in your car, you can set it up to be automatic, that it tracks every single time you drive in your car. It'll track your trip for you. And then once a week, you can go in and categorize your trips. So you can swipe right for business or swipe left for personal. So like if you went to the gym, right, that's personal. But if you went to coffee to talk about Scentsy, that's business. So you would swipe right for business, and then you categorize it as in, what this trip was for exactly. You can use Mile IQ. Mile IQ does have a yearly fee. I think it's $60 for the entire year, but it auto tracks your miles for you, automatically gives you a report at the end of the year. If you're bad about writing your stuff down or you forget, like mileage is such a massive deduction that it's something that is worth all of the effort it takes to record it. It's something like 60 or 70 cents a mile, whatever it comes out to be. So typically in a year, if every time you drive to an event, if you drive to Scentsy Family Reunion, if you're driving to World Tour, like all of these things are tax deductible, are mileage expenses. They count for your business. So I typically write off anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 in mileage every year. That's a huge deduction. So if your earned income was $5,000 and you have $3,000 in mileage alone to write off, you're already down to $2,000 without things like PWS, catalogs, order forms, testers, samples, all that kind of stuff, okay? Mileage is huge, huge, huge. If you're not good at writing it down, use MileIQ. You can download it in your app store. I believe it's both for iPhone and Android. I know it's for iPhone. I'm not sure if it's for Android or not, so you'll have to look that up. Again, and then even paying the fee to like have MileIQ, the $60 for the year or whatever it costs, that's a business expense as well because it's software for your business, okay? You can, so MileIQ will do that for you. Now, there's something else that I'm going to recommend to you, and that's called QuickBooks Self-Employed, okay? It's an app that you have on your phone. You pay a monthly fee to QuickBooks. I want to say it's between $12 and $15 a month. I'm not 100% sure though. So QuickBooks Self-Employed, that's it right there, okay? What you can do is you can link your checking, savings accounts, and credit cards to it that are for your business. And every transaction automatically uploads into there, and then you just categorize your transactions right on your phone. So again, swipe left for personal, swipe right for whatever. So every time you get paid and it goes into your checking account, you say this is income. Every time you pay for a PWS fee, okay, that's a business expense, that's a marketing fee. And it categorizes everything for you, and at the end of the year, it gives you like a profit and loss statement already done for you. QuickBooks Self-Employed also does track your mileage. So you don't have to have a separate app for tracking mileage. So I highly recommend QuickBooks Self-Employed for anyone. Again, the fee you pay to QuickBooks every month to have that software is a business expense. So all of these things are business expenses, and what they do is they bring down your earned income total for the year, lessening your tax burden, okay? So for the first several years of my business, I actually showed a business loss. So which means my expenses, my tax deductions, my expenses outweighed my income. So what that means is I didn't actually have to pay taxes on that income because my business expenses were greater than it, and I showed a business loss. Now you can only show a business loss, I believe, for 3 years in a row. After that, the IRS looks at what you're doing as a hobby and not a business anymore. And you are much more likely to get audited if you show a loss for 4+ years. So also, there are, at this point in my business, there's no way I could have enough business expenses to cover my income or show business loss. So I actually have a very hefty tax bill at the end of the year. What I recommend, I recommend setting aside a portion of your check every single month for taxes. So even if you save 10%, you can have it auto drafted to your checking account and your savings account. So 90% in your checking, 10% into your savings. Even if you save 10% for taxes and you don't touch it for the year. So if you owe something, you have money to pay it, but if you don't, it's like a tax return, okay? So that's kind of nice. I highly, highly recommend that you save money from your paycheck every single month for taxes. Depending on your income level, as your income grows with Scentsy, it may be wise for you to make quarterly estimated quarterly tax payments, where you pay the IRS 4 times a year what your estimated taxes are for that quarter. I'm required to. I have to pay taxes to my locality, the city of Westerville that I live in. So I don't have to pay income taxes to the state of Ohio, but I do have to pay income taxes to this locality, to my city, and I'm required to make quarterly payments. If I don't make quarterly payments, then I get fined at the end of the year. So again, seek the advice of a tax professional on what are the laws for where you live, what are the laws for your state, what does that look like. Highly recommend saving a portion of your Scentsy income every single month for taxes. Now, while I'm on the subject of finances, I want to give you some advice, some financial advice. You should have completely separate personal and Scentsy accounts. So if you are at this point in your business, just if someone pays you with cash or check, you're just putting it into your checking account and then using your debit card, and things can get really messy between your personal money and your business money, and you are running a business. So even if you are like, look, this is just a hobby for me, that's fine, but you are still running a business. It's a business hobby, and I want to encourage you to have separate checking and savings accounts for your business, okay? I also have a separate credit card that's just for my business. Please hear me well. I am extremely disciplined with credit cards. I do not have any debt. My credit card is paid off at the end of every month. In fact, if I don't have the money in my checking account, I don't put it on the credit card, okay? I have a zero balance on my credit card pretty much at all times. But I have a Scentsy credit card that earns me cash back rewards. So I use a Citibank double cash card. I think it's called double cash back, something like that. I use a Citibank double cash card, and you get 1% cash back when you charge and 1% cash back when you pay off your bill. So that's a 2% cash back reward. You could get an airline credit card. You could get Capital One Quicksilver is a flat 1.5% cash back. There are lots of credit cards that you could get that you can use for your business literally just to get the reward. So anytime someone pays me with cash or check, it goes into my Scentsy checking account, but I pay for absolutely everything with my business with my Scentsy credit card, okay? So it's a credit card that's open in my name and specifically for my business. I pay my PWS fee, warmer of the month, inventory goes on there, party orders. Anytime if I'm at Target and I pick up something from the dollar section, or I pick up prizes for you guys, or I buy Starbucks gift cards for you guys, or I buy incentives, or I buy a host gift, it all goes on my Scentsy credit card because I'm getting those cashback rewards. So I've earned literally thousands of dollars in cashback rewards over the last 8 years just for using that card, and I've never paid one dime of interest. If you are not a disciplined person, if you struggle with debt, if you struggle with paying off credit cards, I don't recommend going that route, okay? You should never ever go into debt for your business, never. This is financial advice outside of taxes. You should never go into debt for your business, and I always say you should never spend money unless you're making money, okay? So especially if you're new to Scentsy and you've just sort of joined, you don't want to go into the Scentsy success store and just buy everything because it's cute. Make some money first and then reinvest that money into your business, okay? So that's a financial tip that I have for you. It's extremely important for you to keep your business finances and your personal finances totally separate. So I would highly encourage you, if you have not already, have a Scentsy checking and savings account. Every month when I get paid, I never use my Scentsy debit card. Never, never, never. I've never used it once in 8 years for a few reasons. Number one, I don't get any rewards for using it. Number two, I feel like the money gets held up in there somewhere. So every time I get paid, my money automatically goes to my checking and savings accounts. It's an 80-20 split. So 80% of my income goes into my checking account, 20% goes into my savings account. That's for taxes. From that 80%, okay, the 80% is my business income, not my personal income, my business income. From my business income, then I pay my expenses. So I pay things like my PWS, my website fee, my warmer of the month, my cell phone bill. I pay my business expenses. Then what's left over is my personal income. Okay? that's just some financial advice and what I would recommend that you do with your business and with your money as your business grows. Because as you make more money with Scentsy and as you grow your business, it does get more complicated, okay? And so like I said, for the first several years, I claimed a business loss because my deductions outweighed my income. But at this point, it's just not an option to do that. And I got to tell you guys, I'm thankful that I have a tax bill because it's a very hefty, large, vomit-worthy amount tax bill. But I'm so thankful for it because that means that I have earned a great income and I have done it by myself. And I've but I don't mean by myself, I mean without a boss, like without a 9-to-5, like it's my business, right? So I want to encourage you to keep good records. Some other expenses that you could have would be anytime you give a product away at a party, that is a marketing expense. Every time you buy scent circles and they go in an envelope with a thank you card for your customer, this is a marketing expense, okay? When you take products and break them down into samples, those are marketing expenses. So the cost of that product, okay? So what I do is every single month I'll start a new order form. And I'm not going to show you this because this is like a customer of mine. So at the top of the order form, I'll write January 2019 marketing and samples. And then I'll write like one, whatever that scent is, Poppy Fields. One Poppy Fields bar samples, $6, okay? For scent circles, marketing expenses, $12, okay? So every month I keep a tally on an order form of any sort of marketing or samples, like actual products that I used. And then this gets filed away every single month. So I have one for every single month. If I took a rollerball perfume and opened it up and made it into samples, if I purchased a rollerball perfume and it's now like in a basket party, that's a marketing expense, okay? So anytime you do anything like that, these are also business expenses. And the point of keeping good records is to lessen your tax burden. So you might look at all this and think, gosh, that's a lot of work. Well, you're running a business, you're a business owner. Even if this is just a hobby for you, it's still a business. And so why not pay as few taxes as you can, right? You want to lessen your tax burden as much as possible. Now, you have to give the government what they're due, but these are legal things that and these are actual business expenses that you're allowed to deduct. Now, on top of all of these business expenses, I also want to include anytime you register for a world tour, that's a business expense because that's a training and development expense. Scentsy Family Reunion, training and development. If you go to Scentsy Family Reunion or World Tour, your mileage is deductible or your flight is deductible, hotel stay, food while you're there. So food and entertainment is a 50% deduction. So what you do is you add up all your food and entertainment throughout the year and it's 50% deductible. So anytime you're at Scentsy events and you go out for lunch, you have to buy coffee in the morning, like all of these things add up. They're all deductible for your business. They're all business expenses when you're on a business trip. So that's why going to Scentsy Family Reunion can be actually such a great thing for you because it can really lessen your tax burden at the end of the year. So I try and take as many Scentsy trips as possible. If you earned a Scentsy incentive trip, anything that you do on that incentive trip where you're spending your own money, extending your stay, like anything that you deductible again, okay? So there are a lot of great deductions that you have. On top of all of those business expenses, being a home-based business owner, the IRS gives you the privilege of having what's called home office deductions. So if you have a space in your house that's dedicated for your business, you have a home office. Let's say your house is 1,000 square feet and you have 150 square feet that's dedicated for your business, okay? That's your office size. You store your inventory in there. That's where your computer, your printer is. That's where all your Scentsy crap is. That's where all your stuff is. Like 150 square feet out of a 1,000 square foot house. So that's 15% of your home, right? Guess what that means? That means 15% of your mortgage payment, 15% of your electric bills, 15% of your internet bills, 15% of, okay, get it? Do you get it? That is major, major, major. 15% of your mortgage now just became a deduction for your business. Home office deductions are a major, major gift. So make sure that you are working with a tax professional on that, so you're maximizing your home office deductions. That can be a huge thing. If you rent, I honestly do not know the laws about renting. I know if you own a home, I do know that's how it works, or you're paying a mortgage. I do not know what it looks like if you rent, so make sure you seek the advice of a tax professional. Okay, so I talked a lot for the last 30 minutes about taxes. I said a lot of things. So what kind of questions do you have while you've got me here? We're talking about taxes. If you have taxes or finances, either one, let's talk about them. What kind of questions do you have? Shout them out in the comments so I can see. Also, has this been helpful for you? Did you learn anything new? Tell me what you're thinking in the comments. Taxes are a lot. But there are a lot of perks to owning a home-based business, and quite often, you can show a business deduction, or it can even lessen the tax burden on your other income that comes through your home. Spill them out. What kind of questions do you have, guys? Oh, good, Tina. I'm glad. Whew. Riley's moving. She's been moving all day today, like up here in my belly. Haley, yes. I'm guessing you just joined because I talked about that. Your 1099 is ready in the account tab of your workstation. If you go back and watch this video, I gave a lot of advice on what and how and why, and taxes and income and all that kind of stuff. Kayla, no, I do not want to be your accountant. I definitely don't. Taxes are like my least favorite thing in the whole wide world. Incentive trip write-off. So your Alicia, with your incentive trip, so when you earn an incentive trip with Scentsy, you have to pay taxes on the value of the trip every year. So you can work with your accountant. I know some accountants actually write off the entire value of the trip because it is still there's an agenda. We have name tags. Like, it is still like very much a work event. Some will not write off the value of the incentive trip, but they will write off any expenses that you incurred. So extending, anything that you purchased or bought or had entertainment or anything like that on your incentive trip, those are fine expenses. Melanie, $600 is all. So Melanie said you have to make a certain amount to claim all these deductions. $600, I believe. So if you have earned $600 or more, you will get a 1099. So if you have a 1099, you can claim the deductions. If you earned under 600, you will not receive a 1099, but I do believe you still have to claim the income. So again, I would talk to a tax professional about that. I'm not sure if there's let's say you have to make $1,000 or $2,500, throughout the year in order to be able to claim home office deductions. I'm not really sure on that, to be honest with you. but I would check with a tax professional. If you join Scentsy in 2018, your starter kit is a tax deduction. Okay, so the $99 plus shipping that you paid is a tax deduction. Hit me with your questions. What else you got? Well, you've got me. So we're talking taxes. Even if you have questions on finances, business finances, how to make the most money, anything like that. Because you guys know, look, this business is so beautiful. And this business has been such a blessing to my life, to my family's life. And I have worked so hard, and I still work hard, and I am working hard, and I will work hard for many years to come. And it has completely financially changed the game of the course of our life forever. You know, to be, how old am I? 33. And earning a six-figure income is just something that I wouldn't be able to do, especially with the freedom and flexibility that I have anywhere else. You know, I'm at the point in my business where I make over six figures a year, and I'm very open and honest about that because I want you guys to know what's possible with Scentsy. You know, I make six figures, and I'm not even like at the top. I mean, I'm at the top of the compensation plan, but there are a lot of people in Scentsy who make even way more money than me. And it's so important to know what you can do and what you can achieve. And as you make more money, it is important to run a business. And even if you make a little money or a lot, it doesn't matter. Like, it's so important to run your business financially sound, without debt, and make smart choices with your finances. And I just like, this business is such a blessing to me. I have a massive tax bill at the end of the year, and it sucks writing that check, but I'm so thankful for it because it's like, look at what we can do, right? Look at what I can do. Look at what you can do. Look at what we can do together. Look at what kind of life-changing, six figures is life-changing income, you know? And being someone who went to 4 different colleges and took 8 or 9 years to get her bachelor's degree. You know, I wasn't in college the whole time, but like I would take time off, and like it was a long time. 8 or 9 years after I graduated that I finally finished my bachelor's degree, and 4 different colleges and major switches. And I've always been a really great employee wherever I was at, and I always like got promoted real quick and went into management, rose to the top, and always got raises and stuff like that. But guys, I never made 6 figures anywhere else. And I never had the freedom and flexibility that I have now. I mean, I get to work when I want, how I want. You know, I'll tell you, I only make 6 figures because I work hard, right? And have worked hard for many years, and I've been consistent. And I've been a top performer consistently, but I would just never have this kind of opportunity with the freedom and this level of income anywhere else. So I'm so grateful for this business. And I'm just constantly in awe of like what it can do and what you can do. And there's no reason all of you can't be making 6 figures too, because I seriously am no different from you. I'm no different from you. You know, you might look at me now and think like, oh, well, she works from home. Well, I didn't always. I didn't always. I worked my business so I could get to this point, right? I worked my business so that I could work Scentsy full-time. I used to have a full-time job on top of building my business. I built my business while working full-time, and then I built it to the point where I was able to leave my full-time career and do this full-time. So I just want great things for you. Greatness is available to you. You have the opportunity. You have to seize it. You have to decide, this is for me. I am capable. I deserve this level of success. and I'm going to go get it. And I'm not going to let anything stand in my way. I'm never going to have a no turn me down. Do you know what the difference is between me and people who are unsuccessful with Scentsy? I've just heard no a lot more, and I keep going. I've heard no thousands of times in my career. Thousands of times in my career. I've heard no so many times. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is the successful people hear no a lot more. And I don't let it get me down. I don't let it bother me. I just move on. Move on to the next one. Okay, no big deal. Fine. Yeah, that's a no. Okay, big deal. I'm chasing a $50,000 a month paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, I've got bigger fish to fry than worrying about someone telling me no at this moment, or getting my feelings butt hurt, or being scared of going live, or being afraid of what someone will think if I do a live video. You have to decide that what you want most is greater than what you want at the moment, and you're not going to give in to fear or doubt or second guessing yourself or what someone else thinks of you. You're going to let what you want most drive your daily decisions and your actions every single day. Because the reality is, you can make six figures very, I don't like the word easily because it's not easy, it's hard work, but simply, very simply, you can make six figures. Very simply, you can build an empire. I posted this beautiful graphic that Christina Steinbrook made earlier. I think she said something like massive growth requires massive recruiting, and massive recruiting requires big sales, and big sales requires consistent, constant networking. That is literally the formula for building an incredible big business. Consistently, constantly network, high sales, massive recruiting. That's it. That's it. It's those three things. We tend to overcomplicate things, and we tend to think that we have to be like everybody else, or we have to have that personality or that skill set or live in that place. And the reality is, it's simply those three things: consistent, constant networking, big sales, and massive recruiting. That's it. It's very simple. It's not more than that. So don't get bogged down by all the crap. Don't get bogged down by what everyone else is doing. Put your head down, network, sell big, and recruit big. When you do that, you will build it big. You will build an empire, literally. You will get promoted, you will earn trips, and you will be at six figures before you know it. There is no reason you can't be a superstar director in 2 years. No reason. If you are massively recruiting and massively selling, you can be an SSD in 2 years. You can have a six-figure income, no doubt. And when I say massively recruiting and massively selling, I mean at least 2,000 PRV a month, anywhere from 2 to 5 recruits a month. Much more likely if you've got 5 recruits. But listen, you know, you can make Jen Audette, she's a superstar director out of Maine. She's one of those people that makes a lot more than me. And she's amazing and incredible. And she calls it the 2-year plan. She says in 2 years, you can make as much as a doctor or a lawyer if you follow the 2-year plan. And that's consistently 2,000 PRV every single month and 2 or more recruits every single month. And then you teach your recruits to follow the 2-year plan. It's so simple, you guys. It is not complicated. It is not more than that. Don't worry about all the fluff, and don't worry what other people are doing. Be fully yourself, consistently, constantly network. That means you're always looking for opportunities to grow your business, relationships to build, that you can nurture that relationship to further your business and to bless someone else's life with the beauty of a Scentsy opportunity business opportunity. Consistently, constantly network, sell a lot, recruit really big. That's the formula, my friends. That's it. That's so it. So listen, like, let's go get that six-figure income. All of you. All of you. That is life-changing income. What would your life look like if you made six figures? What would your life look like? Could you move into the house that you really want to move into? Send your kid where they want to go, take vacations when you want, give generously. What kind of charities could you support if you made six figures? What kind of blessing could you be to those in need if you made six figures? What kind of impact could you have in the world? Go get it. Go get it. It's waiting for you, literally waiting for you and begging for you to come get it. So listen, that was a little Queen JA inspiration at the end here, because taxes is such a boring but necessary topic. But I want you to know that, like, this is for you, okay? No matter your skill set, no matter where you live, no matter your education level, no matter your background, no matter your personality, no matter what color your skin is or what your gender is or how much money you do or don't have, how big your house is, how new your car is, none of those things matter. This is for you. This is for you. And that is my favorite part about the Scentsy opportunity, is that it's for everyone. It's such a flexible opportunity that no matter who you are, what your values are, how you run your life, you can build a crazy successful business and make crazy beautiful big income and change the course of your family's future forever. I'm living proof of that. Trust me, I come from nothing. Nothing. I've been in Scentsy for 8 years. 9 years ago, 10 years ago, I was $35,000 in debt. 10 years ago, I was making $30,000 a year, working for someone else. Never, ever, ever able to outpace my debt. I'd always have to make minimum payments, and you never get anywhere with that. Credit cards just pile it on. Right? I come from nothing. I come from struggle. I come from living paycheck to paycheck. I come from nothing. I promise you, I never got any handouts. I never got any handouts. No one comes to rescue you. Like, you are your own rescue. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what you think is holding you back or weighing you down or not weighing you down, or what's important, where you're from. Like, this opportunity is for you. I'm making six figures. You can make six figures. Like, it's time. Let's go. That's $100,000 plus a year. I make over $100,000. I'm going to post this video to YouTube, and so I will include the income disclosure statement so I don't get in trouble. And I must say, results not typical. Please see the income disclosure statement. But here's the thing. I might say results not typical, but that's just because people don't stick it out long enough. Results not typical because people give up. Results not typical because they let a no bother them. That's stupid. Don't be like that. Don't be like everybody else. Keep going. Push through. Hear a no. Big deal. Move on. You have bigger fish to fry. You have great things to achieve. You have goals, right? You can break this. You can break the cycle of struggling financially. You can break the generational cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. You can break the cycle of the debt struggle. I'm debt free. We are debt free. My husband and I are debt free. We own 3 houses. We have rental properties. And I'm not saying any of this to brag. I'm saying this because I think we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about what Scentsy businesses can do for us. We don't talk about enough, like, real life stories of lives being changed because of Scentsy, because of this business opportunity. I mean, when I met my husband, $35,000 in debt. I was driving a car that literally had the side view mirror duct taped onto the side. The front light was busted out completely. I drove that car for a year and a half like that. I didn't have the money to get it fixed. I did, but I was a poor money manager and I was in debt. right? I'm telling you guys, to go from something like that, completely struggling, paycheck to paycheck, money would burn a hole in my pocket and I'd spend it on crap as soon as I made it, whatever, going out to eat, like foolish things. So I really had no money at the end of the day. So going from that to being completely debt-free, owning 3 homes, having income coming in from rental properties, making 6 figures with this Scentsy business, you know, none of this is to say, look at me. It's to say, look at what you can do. And all of those things are possible because we made good choices, right? With our money, we made good choices with what we've been given. It's so important to me that I be a generous giver, by the way. I just want you to know that. Like, I like to, it's important that we give money away. It's really super duper important to me. But I just want you to know that, like, a different life is possible. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to repeat mistakes your parents made. You don't have to be like everyone else and live in debt. And you don't have to dread every day going into a job that you hate, or working for someone else, or being a slave to your mortgage payment. A different life is possible. So look, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it together. Okay? Any more questions on taxes? Sorry, I had a big tangent, but I love you guys and I want good things for you. Any more questions on taxes or finances? I think I saw a question earlier from Anna. How do you claim it if you don't get a 1099? So when you're filing your taxes, there is a question on there like, did you earn any other income that's not reported on a 1099 or whatever? You know, that's where, like, when you're young, if you ever babysat, like, you'd have to report your babysitting income. You'd report it there. You're welcome, Keisha. I'm glad. All right, if there are no other questions, hopefully I answered every question you have. If you have any other questions, I'm going to say seek the advice of a tax professional. Again, let me remind you, I am not a tax professional. Do not take my advice as solid gold. Do not take my advice as gospel. Do the due diligence and put in your own work yourself, and do the proper research to make sure you have the right information. Because I am not held responsible for your taxes, okay? So I just want to say that. Good, Amber. Good. I'm glad. Okay, guys. I love you. Let's all have hopefully tiny tax bills. I don't. I wish I had a tiny tax bill, but hey, I'm grateful. I really am. So, all right. I love you guys. Have a great night. I will talk to you soon. Bye.